if we saw that the basic communication rules, types of communication, and effective listening skill, if we saw, what is communication? Communication is a process where we share our feelings, thoughts, experience, ideas, suggestions, feedback, etc. In process of communication, receiver, you know, receiver, then a message, then a sender, then a feedback. What is actually do when we communicate? First of all, we talk something, then we put some message, then after that someone catch our message, who is in the other part, and and the last one, he gives some feedback to us. That actually the process of a communication. So if we saw some history of communication, that nonverbal communication is, you saw, lots of years ago, nonverbal communication was started. Then oral communication started after that. And after that, the written communication started. I mean, we write in papers, we write in books, we write in journals. And the early writing is 4000 BC, Egyptian hieroglyphics 3000 BC. You saw the statistics that you can catch in Google or another anything, any sources. So I just compile it to for your comfort. So if we saw something that interpersonal communication method, if we saw, so what is interpersonal communication method? Interpersonal communication is the process of exchange of information, ideas, feelings between two or more peoples through verbal or non-verbal methods. Uh, if I give an example like that, the two-person talk with each others, some verbals or non-verbals. The first of all, that I'm talking with you. I'm talking that today I want to go beach area. I will eat some foods. I will enjoy my times. And after that, I will back to my hotels. That's what one kind of communication in verbal that I just told from my mouth. And the non-verbal communication is like that. If we saw some message, we write. If we saw some message, we write. Or if we use some sign, that is just non-verbal methods. So the written message like that, suppose you are working in organizations. So you need leave to go some vacation with your family. So what you will do? You actually put one application to your boss, and the application you write that you want to go beach with your family for 2 days or 3 days. You mention the date, and after that you will write some name like you will stay in that hotel. You go by car or bus, or you go by flight. So that kind of message is the written message. And the verbal message is whatever I talk to you. Just I'm talking something that I go there. So that is the difference between written or verbal communication. So here are some uh, methods. If you saw, telephone, face-to-face, memos, emails. I already told you, whatever we told in mouth, like when we talk in telephone, we use our mouth. Whatever we computer conference, we talk in mouth. Like now we talking in Zoom, you know. So it's mouth communication. So face to face, that our connection will disclose. So after that, we take some minutes to refresh ourselves. So what was the topic before finished? The topic was that the interpersonal communication method. So there we discussed that some methods like communication, how we actually do the communication, what is the types, or what is the what is the channel we do the communications. Let's have a move, or let's have a see. First of all, we telephone, face to face, memos, emails, SMS, computer conference, voicemail, teleconference, video conference, hotlines, fax, audio and video tapes, traditional mail, group meetings, etc. These are the channels to do some communication with various person or others. Whatever there will lots of channels. I just focus some of that. So for effective communication, we should remember some things like 5W and 1H. There's a shortcut method, that 5W with 1H. Like if we are talking with some jokes, like 5 wives with 1 husband, 5 wives with 1 husband.
Yeah.
Or remember. So what was the 5 wife and what was the husband? The 5 wife is that when, where, what, why, who, and that combination is come to how. If we search these questions, then the communication is effective to you. Like if you give some examples, that when, if we think that we want to go, Cox's Bazar, the longest sea beach in the world, the longest sea beach in Bangladesh. Or if we do some example like that, we want to go Paris. So ask yourself that like a questions, that when we go, where, in Paris, where we go, what we go, why we go, what is the reason, why, that for refreshment, for business, or for educations. Then come who. The who question is that who along with me. Am I alone, or with go some friends or families? That all that the processing is coming with how. That all things how will be done. That how will be done actually. That it is done. We have to submit your passport to the embassy. You have to make your visa, then your tickets, then you have to collect money to stay there. Everything, every process is coming to how. So here we saw 8 types of nonverbal communication. So what is that? The facial expression, first of all. In nonverbal communication, the facial expression is very, very important. Your facial, sometimes the facial expression talk. That if you think that what is actually do, that if you work in a organization, so in the very first morning, you saw that your boss is angry. How you recognize it? By face. So facial expression is one kind of nonverbal communication. Your boss is not telling you by his mouth that I am angry. You just understand by to look his face. Then the second option is coming is body movement and postures. Sometimes we use sign that like hello, that like good job. So that's kind of is body movement and postures that we don't say anything, but we just express our communication. Then the gesture, the eye contact, then the space, voice, silence, touch and handshake. Handshake is coming when something like that, congratulate to others. That like congratulations, mister. So that kind of expression is coming for non-verbal communication. It's a verbal communication. You didn't write any message to him. Just follow that things and your message and communication is completed. Then coming to listening skill. So I'm not elaborate that things today because listening is a huge things. Just showcase that. Effective listening skill, that alternative listening, alternative listening, then attentive listening, responsive listening, nonverbal responses. So attentive listening, what is attentive listening? Attentive listening means that the listener go beyond content to add their attention to the context and the effect of a message. Such listening is almost always interactive and require a higher level of concentration and verbal exchange. Attentive listening is always a higher level concentration and verbal exchange. That you have to be attentive, very much attentive. What we do when we go to the class or in a university or in a meeting, we just attend and concentrate whatever the trainer said, whatever our teacher said. So that kind of listening is attentive listening. And the responsive listening is that responsive listeners demonstrate to the speakers that they are listening and understand what is being said, which encourages the speaker to continue. Encouraging response may include both nonverbal and verbal cues. So that kind of listening is like that. Sometimes teachers or trainers say that, you understand my words, or what do you understand? If you understand, please say it. If you understand, please come ahead and write down in board. Or if you understand, then write down in your handbook. So that kind of listening is called responsive listening. That means you have to respond. So non-verbal response is smiling, appropriate facial expression, like when we understand anything in the class, like our teachers teaches math or English. So when we understand, when the teacher said that, Mr. Hassan, you can understand. So sometimes we just smiling. That means we understand. Appropriate facial expression. When the teacher said, Mr. Hassan, you understand? That kind of is appropriate facial expression. If we don't understand, we just shaking our head. No. That also a non-verbal response, that we never said anything from our mouth. We just shaking our head, or we just change our expression. Then come to appropriate eye contact. Sometimes we just eye contact to our teachers like that. That also a part of nonverbal response. Minimize distinction, turning off cell phones, taking notes, learning slightly towards the speakers. Okay, so what is the verbal response? Now we see the nonverbal response, and now we saw verbal response. So verbal response, some words. Oh, I see. Yes, really. Then the teacher said, are you understand my words? Or the trainer said, are you understand my topics? On the time I just say, oh yes, oh I see, oh yeah. Oh really? That's kind of speech is verbal response. And the last one is active listening. I'm not going to read that things. You all know what is active listening. Active listening means the things you just forgot everything of the world, and you just listening very actively. That is active listening. I'm not now to read the things. Everybody we know what is active listening. There are 3 A's of active listening. The 3 A's. The first A is attitude. The second A is attention. The third A is adjustment. Okay, I'm going to give you a slide of in attitude, and the other 2 attention and adjustment. And any other day I'm trying to teach you. I will try to teach you in any other day the attention and adjustment. Today I give you attitude. Today I give you the slide of attitude. So let's move to the attitude. Am I visible?
Yeah, visible. Carry on.
Okay.
Carry on.
First slide is show that attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. What you will see here, how much do you see of an iceberg? If you saw that there is an iceberg, so what is the portion or what is the percentage you see here in an iceberg? Please write down in chat box. It's a question to you, everybody. How much do you see of an iceberg here? What is the percentage here? Please write down in your chat box. Okay, I'm just, Mr. Hassan said 50%. I need more answer.
So
I think anyone
from the give you some percentage from your opinion. I say some
anything view, anything. Whatever you think.
10%,
whatever you
20%,
think, just write
30%,
down.
no problem. So
Okay,
we know
no
that
problem.
So
I want to see just.
Okay, you can see 10%, 90%. Everyone write down please. Everyone write down please in chat box. This is our learning actually. What we will learn from this session actually. Then after discussion, and we will discuss something like that. Each others, there need more communications and something like that. It is a written communication also. So try to everyone put your answer. So how much do you see of an iceberg? Okay. Everyone write down please, everyone. So there are many energetic person with us. I'm very pleased to you. Everyone put your time and consideration all the time. And we have also faced some problems. So no problem. Okay. So
okay. 10% we see. That's what. Okay.
Oh, smart.
30%. I can see that the ocean is big. Okay. 10%, 15%. Okay. So lots of answers coming from 50%, 10%. Somebody wrote 30. Somebody said 90, 20, 70, 20, 10, 10, 10, 5, 10, 10. Okay. So let's have a move. How much we see. Only 10% of any iceberg is visible. The remaining 90% is below sea level. That you saw here, the iceberg, that is only the 10%, which is floated in upper side of the ocean. And the other 90% is below, which we can't see, or which is not visible. So what is the learning from here? Why I give you such and such types of example, or why I saw, or why I see that kind of things? Actually, visible above sea level 10%, invisible below sea level 90%. You see already here. So the learning from here is that iceberg phenomena will also applicable on human beings. So now I discuss how. Known to others, knowledge and skill is only the 10%. That I'm Jalal or he is Mr. Hassan. So we know only the 10% to him. or Mr. Hassan know only the 10% to me. That is knowledge and my skill. That what kind of knowledge I have, that I can take any classes in communication. I take classes on blooming. I take classes on tourism and hospitality. I take classes on leaderships. That is my skill and my knowledge. So you can see only my 10%. My other 90% is unvisible. It is coming to 90%, that our 90% is attitude that is unknown to others. So how people find out our attitudes is focus on our communications. When we communicate to others, people can understand my attitudes. That like you go to a multinational company. Like if I give an example to a Toyota or Nissan or like Hero Honda. So that's the kind of multinational company in the world and very renowned. So when you talk with the managing director or the director of Hero or Toyota, on that time your attitude will come. On that time your attitude will come. So your attitude will focus on the communication with the managing director of Hero Honda. So the communication is the key route to focus your attitude. That's the things I want to see here. In other words, if we saw in other words, known to others is what? Behaviors. That means 10% is known to others. What is my behavior? Like I'm going to shop, or I'm going to take food from Burger King's or Starbucks, or I'm going to some refreshment parks, resorts. It's my behavior is visible to others. That's the things is for 10%. And the unknown area is the impact, values, standards, judgments, attitude, motives, ethics, beliefs. All of this combination is coming to attitudes that impact the behaviors. The under 90% impact our upper 10%. How? By communication. By communication. Because if I standing or if I sleeping my room all the time, 24 hours, people never know about my behavior or never know my attitude. Whenever I go to the outside, meet with some people, talk with some people, then my behavior will come out. Then my attitude will come out. People know me and people know my characters. They know my knowledge. They know my skills. That will come from my attitude. Okay, here's some word. The can-do attitude. You have to be some can-do attitude in your mind that needed to go in a big, that go you in a upper way. So the can-do attitude is like that. You can do everything, but not all at once. That's the very two things, that you can do everything. You can do everything, but not at all once. It's not possible. If you think that today I'm going to do everything, I'm going to visit 5 countries. I'm going to visit 5 countries today. I'm conducting today 10 classes. I'm going to my university. I'm taking my 10 meals today. It's not possible. But it's possible for you that you visited 5 countries in 5 days. You taking 10 classes, 10 days. You take 10 meals in 2 days. It is possible, but not at once. You can do everything if it's important enough for you to do. You can do everything, but you may not be the best at everything. It's very two things. All of us know that we can do everything, but we can't ever best in everything. Because you may good in math, but you can't good in English or in any other subjects like accounting, like management. So every subject you can get the highest mark. You are the best in one subject or two subject or three subject, but not in 10 subjects. You can do everything, but there will be limitation. Okay, you understand already. You can do everything, but there will be limitation. You have to follow the limitation. Everything have a limitation. You have to maintain that. You can do everything, but you will need help. Without help, nobody can do anything. In this world, in this time, in this era, nobody can do anything without help. You need help. A positive thought is the seed of a positive result. That's a very two things. A positive thoughts, first of all, what is actually happen? First of all, we thought something that we go Singapore, we go Thailand. First of all, we thoughts, then the thoughts given the result. So here we write, a positive thoughts is the seed of a positive result. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Don't complain. If you don't like anything, just change it, just leave it. If you you can't change it, change your attitude. But never complain about that the things is not good, the things is very bad. You not need to complain about that. You just change your attitude, or you change it, totally change it. The most significant change in a person's life is a change of attitude. Right attitude produces right action. That's the very two things. The most significant change of a person's life is change of attitude. Right attitude produces right action. Wrong attitude produces wrong action, you know. If you really want to be happy, nobody can stop you. If you really want to be happy, nobody can stop you. Just think from your mind. Just think from your heart that I want to be happy. That whatever I have, I got a salary of 10,000. I'm happy. Just you need to think on from your mind, on the think of your heart. Whether a glass is half full or half empty depend on the attitude of a person looking at it. I am giving you an example. There is a glass in your table, and the glass is half empty. The glass is half empty. If you saw the glass from the bottom, then the glass look like what? Full. If you saw the glass from the upper side, then you can look that is half empty. So that's the thing. You attitude depend how you looking on it, from the bottom or from the upper. There is a better way for everything. Find it. We also know that there will be so many better way. So we just need to find it. A positive attitude is not a destination, it is a way of life. So sometimes we saw or sometimes we thought that a positive attitude is our destination. No, it's the way of life. You just to work on that. The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of knowledge, but rather than lack of will. A successful person and a not successful person, there is a difference. The difference is not in knowledge. It is on rather a lack of will. A positive thinker sees the invisible, feels the intangibles, and achieve the impossibles. That's the two things. A positive thinker always sees the invisible that everybody don't see. He feels the intangible that not everybody feel, and he achieved the impossible. At the end of the day, he achieved the impossible goals. The man with confidence in himself gain the confidence of others. If you haven't any confidence in yourself, you can't grow confidence to others. You will only go as far as you think you can go. if you thought that I will go today Bangkok, then you can go Bangkok. But if you dream that you will go Chicago or you will go Sydney, then you can go. Just your thinking should be high. Your dream should be high. That I will be a general manager of a company one day. If you thought that you will be just a manager of a company one day, just after 20 years or 20, 30 years, you just see yourself that you will be a manager after 30 years. But if you dream that I will be a general manager of a company one day, of a renowned company, or I will be a director of a renowned company one day, then your dream must be fulfilled one day, because you follow everything of a manager, you follow everything of a general manager, or you follow everything of a director. Then after that you learn. After learning, you can get your way to get such kind of post like general manager and director. The biggest mistake of all is to avoid situation in which you make a mistake. When we make a mistake, we are very sorrow, just seated down in our bed or seated down in a corner of a room and thought that what I do, what will be do in my life? I'm vanished, I'm finished. No, no. Mistake is a learning. Today you mistake something. In future, you can't do that kind of mistake. In 1 year, if you think, or if you think that in 1 year you just did it 50 mistake, that means you take 50 learnings. That learnings you use in your future. So mistake not means that you just seated in your room corners or sorrow just tears your eyes. That not means. Mistake give you experience. A positive attitude is like a magnet for positive result. It's very two things. Our life is a reflection of our attitude. Everybody's life is a reflection of his attitude. There is so many ways to talk with others. Like that, if you go outside and talk with the people, or to wear something like that, wear a t-shirt, wear a short pant, that one kind of attitude. Or if you talk with someone that you just wear a shirt, wear a coat, wear a formal pants, wear a formal shoes, then the reflection said something different, that you have some quality to talk with high level person. Positive attitude create a chain reaction of positive thoughts. Attitude, not aptitude, determine your attitude. No man falls if he does his best. That is the very true things. That no man fails if he does his best. We never do our best. Whenever we do a work, we just do it that we have to do it. But if we thoughts or if we think that the things I do now, I do my best, then I never fail. Because whenever any person do his best, he never fail. Sooner or later, those who win are those who think they can. What do you think about that? Those person who dream that I can do it, later or sooner, they can win. If you think that the scientist Einstein or Stephen Hawking, his whole life just seated in a wheelchair. So if you think that you can win or you can do, you definitely win. But before starting the word, if you thought that I can't do it, or I can't complete this task, before that you lose. Before starting the word, you lose. So always your attitude should be like that, I can do that. Sooner or later, you can win. A creative attitude is the fuel of a progress and growth. Either I will find a way or I will make one. You have to be determined that either I will find a way or I will make one. If there is no way, I will make one. No matter what, there is no way. I will make one way where I can walk. After that, when I finish my tasks on that way, more people will walk. Then I will be famous. Be the change you want to see in this world. That's the two things. You have to be updated with the worlds. Like if we thought that 50 years ago or 40 years ago, there is no laptops, there is no mobile phones, there is no internet, there is no Google, Zoom. So now what? Everything is in our room. We can talk in Malaysia, we can talk in America, we can talk in England by phone or by laptop. We can conduct a meeting by Zoom that today on about 60% join with us from different countries. So that was not possible in 20 or 30 years ago. So now it's possible. So we have to change ourselves with the updated version